Are you ready for our next food adventure? This is going to be amazing. Saigon, a city where every corner has a story, every street is busy, and every meal is a new experience. From sunrise to sunset, the city is always awake. The name itself sounds exciting, like a mix of culture and history. Saigon, now called Ho Chi Minh City, is a place where the past and present come together, making it a special and exciting place. The city is full of sounds, the noise of motorbikes, people talking, and food cooking. It's exciting and makes you feel alive. You can smell amazing spices everywhere, making you want to try all the food. Each spice has a story about where it came from and how it got here, connecting the past to the present. As you walk through the busy streets, you see and smell so many things. The bright colors, the energy, and the yummy smells make it exciting and a little crazy, a real treat for your senses. Are you ready to explore the exciting and tasty street food of Saigon? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to join us on more yummy adventures around the world. You can't really explore Saigon's food scene without trying its most famous dish, pho. This noodle soup seems simple, but it's so much more. It's a delicious work of art, a perfect example of how Vietnamese cooking balances flavors and textures. From busy Saigon streets to cozy family kitchens, pho brings people together with its history and amazing taste. The most important part of pho is its broth. This flavorful liquid is made by simmering bones, meat, and spices for hours. It takes patience and skill to get the perfect mix of flavors. Star anise, cloves, cinnamon, and cardamom give the broth a warm, wonderful smell. Ginger and onions add a little sweetness. These spices are toasted before they go into the simmering pot. This makes sure every bowl of pho has a perfect blend of spices and flavors. Thinly sliced beef or chicken is cooked gently in the broth. The spices make the meat taste even better. The meat is added right before serving so it stays tender and juicy. Finally, soft rice noodles are added. They soak up the broth and make the whole experience even better. Pho is served with fresh herbs and spices, so you can make it just how you like it. Basil, cilantro, and scallions add freshness, while bean sprouts make it crunchy. Lime and chili add some spice, and fish sauce or hoisin sauce make it even more flavorful. When you take your first sip, the amazing smells of Saigon's cooking will make you feel warm and happy. Every bite has new flavors, from the broth to the meat and herbs. It's a super delicious moment. Pho is more than just food. It's a trip through Vietnamese cooking. It should be enjoyed hot, with the steam rising from the bowl. Every bowl shows the tradition, culture, and love that goes into making it. Whether you eat it at a busy food stall or a quiet family dinner, pho brings people together. It's a symbol of Vietnamese hospitality and great cooking. So, if you're ever in Saigon, you have to try a bowl of pho. Let the flavorful broth and tender ingredients show you what Vietnamese culture is all about. It's an experience you won't forget. The bánh mì, a Vietnamese sandwich, shows the country's history and how well it mixes different cooking styles. From the time when France ruled Vietnam, this simple sandwich is a tasty mix of East and West, a yummy blend of Vietnamese tastes and French baking. A good bánh mì starts with its bread. Crunchy on the outside, soft and light on the inside, this baguette holds all the yummy flavors perfectly. There are lots of different fillings, just like in Saigon, but some things are always there. Pâté, a creamy and flavorful spread, adds a fancy French taste, while pickled carrots and daikon give it a refreshing crunch and a little bit of sour flavor. Fresh cilantro and cucumber add their bright herby flavors, while chili peppers make it spicy. Grilled pork, lemongrass chicken, or tofu add a savory protein punch to finish this awesome sandwich. The bánh xèo, often called a Vietnamese crepe or sizzling pancake, is a dish that's both beautiful and delicious. Its name, meaning sizzling cake, perfectly describes the sounds and sights of how it's made. When the batter hits the hot pan, it sizzles and crackles, making a yummy smell. The batter for bánh xèo is a mix of rice flour, coconut milk, and turmeric, which makes the crepe golden. Lots of oil is used in the pan, making the outside crispy and the inside soft and a little chewy. After the batter is poured, yummy fillings are added quickly. Shrimp, pork belly, and bean sprouts are some favorites, adding different textures and flavors. The crepe is folded in half, like a half moon, and served hot. Section 5, a symphony of flavors. The richness of Bún Riêu. Bún Riêu, a Vietnamese crab and tomato soup, is a mix of great tastes and textures. It really shows what Vietnamese food is all about. This popular soup isn't just a meal, it's a whole experience with lots of ingredients that make a perfect blend of flavors. From the first spoonful to the last noodle, everything is just right. It shows how Vietnamese cooks like to balance sweet, sour, salty, and spicy tastes. Each bite is a new surprise, a new flavor that makes you want more. This complex dish reflects Vietnam's rich history and how carefully Vietnamese chefs cook. This filling soup is a Saigon favorite, loved by everyone. Whether you're at a busy street market or a cozy home kitchen, Bún Riêu brings people together. It's normal to see families and friends around a hot pot of this tasty soup, sharing stories and laughs. Bún Riêu starts with a rich tomato broth, cooked slowly with crab paste, pork bones and spices. This broth is the key ingredient, a strong base for everything else. The slow cooking lets the flavors mix, creating a deep taste that's both comfy and exciting. The crab paste adds a special deep flavor, making the broth savory and rich. This ingredient is super important. It gives a special umami taste that makes Bún Riêu different from other soups. The tomatoes add a little sweetness and a bit of sourness, balancing the savory crab paste and making the taste just right. They also make the broth look nice and taste fresh. Thin rice noodles, which have a light taste, are added to the broth with different toppings. These noodles soak up the broth, making each bite delicious. They also have a good texture that goes well with everything else. Tofu, often fried until golden and crunchy, absorbs the tasty broth and adds a nice texture that's different from the soft noodles. The crispy outside and soft inside of the tofu make it fun to eat. The crab meat makes the dish feel fancy. Each piece of crab is a treat, with a burst of ocean flavor. Using fresh crab is important because it makes the soup taste better. Fresh herbs like cilantro and Thai basil make the rich soup taste fresh. These herbs add nice colors and good smells. They make the soup lighter and brighter. Bún Riêu is often served with lime and chili, so you can change the flavor how you like. Lime adds a zing, and chili adds some spice. This makes every bowl your own. Bún Riêu is more than just food, it's part of Vietnamese culture. It's a meal that makes you want to sit down, share, and enjoy all the great flavors of Vietnamese food. It reminds us of how warm and welcoming Vietnamese traditions are. Ah, the markets of Saigon. They're a captivating mix of colors, sounds, and smells. As you walk through the busy aisles, you'll find tons of fresh fruits and vegetables, unusual spices, and local treats. Every stall has a story to tell, and every vendor has a welcoming smile. It's a lot to take in, but in a good way. Imagine your local market, but way, way bigger. Now let's talk about chè. This yummy Vietnamese dessert is a cool treat, perfect for escaping the tropical heat. It's made with all sorts of good stuff like beans, fruit, and creamy coconut milk. Every bite is a burst of exciting flavors and textures. You can have it hot or cold, and it's a special treat that shows how creative Vietnamese cooks can be. It's kind of like a Sicilian granita, but with a fun, exotic twist. Vietnamese food is a real treat for all your senses. The bright colors, the mix of flavors, and the yummy smells all come together to make a meal you won't forget. From the fresh herbs to the tasty and flavorful broths, every bite is like a trip through Vietnam's amazing food history. Beyond the well-known dishes, Saigon's streets are bursting with hidden gems just waiting to be discovered. Imagine stumbling upon a small stall serving com tam, a fragrant broken rice dish topped with grilled pork, or a vendor preparing delicate goi quan, fresh spring rolls filled with aromatic herbs and shrimp. These street food treasures might not make it onto the glossy pages of travel magazines, but they capture the true essence of Saigon's culinary spirit. It's in these unassuming corners that you'll find flavors that surprise and delight, made with recipes passed down through generations, kind of like our grandmothers making fresh homemade pasta. As you explore, let your curiosity be your guide. Chat with the vendors, learn their stories, and savor the authenticity that each bite brings. These hidden gems aren't just meals, they're a connection to the heart and soul of Saigon, kind of like when we go for coffee at our local spot and know everyone there. As our food journey comes to an end, remember that Saigon has amazing food waiting just for you. Each dish shows the city's cool history and exciting culture. So if you love food, or if you just like to try new things, Saigon's food scene is something you'll remember long after you're done eating. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more epic food journeys.